Hello, I'm Manfred Osper. I'm over 30 years responsible for developing the partnership between Bordesholm and EUKI in Latvia. And at the time we are running the project EUKI, the European Climate Project. And today my task is to introduce to you the topics of climate change and greenhouse effect. Everyone talks about climate change. We too, of course. What is climate change? Climate is the term used to describe the typical course of the weather in a particular geographical area. For example, Germany or the middle of Europe. Climate change is mixing it up. The Earth's climate has always been in a state of flux. Warm periods and ice ages alternated. This was already the case before there were even people on Earth. But the difference was that the change always took a very long time. Therefore, the Earth had a lot of time to adjust to the change. Today, man is causing very rapid climate change. It does not give the Earth time to adapt to it. What does the term climate change mean? It's getting warmer. The ice of glaciers in the mountains as well as the poles is melting. Seas, including the Baltic Sea, ice up less and less in winter or not at all anymore. And the sea level rises. What are the implications? Climate change is upsetting the ecosystem. More land is flooded and covered by water. This affects especially the coastal regions. The weather is changing. More extreme weather, strong storms, drought hot spells, heavy rainfall. Animals lose their habitat, become extinct. Animals gain new habitat. They suddenly live in regions where they previously did not live, displacing native species. Example, praying mantis. Today, she lives, for example, in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. And she feels well there. The seasons become more unreliable. This makes planning more difficult in agriculture, for example, and encourages crop failures. What are the causes? Man and his behavior. It increases the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse gases are, for example, CO2 and methane. They are present in certain quantities in the Earth's atmosphere and ensure that so much heat from the sun rays remains in the Earth's atmosphere that it is habitable. The average temperature is around 15 degrees Celsius. Without these greenhouse gases, it would be around 19 degrees. Burning coal, crude oil and natural gas produces a lot of carbon dioxide. And deforestation. Trees, like all green plants, absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and processes into sugar with the help of light energy. As a waste product of photosynthesis, the tree releases oxygen, which all living creatures need to breathe. With every tree that is cut down, the Earth loses an oxygen factory. Expansion of livestock farming. Animals produce methane gas in their digestion. And drainage and destruction of peatlands and swamps. They store methane gas when intact. What are concrete effects? The average temperature of Earth's atmosphere has risen by about 1 degree Celsius since 1900. Each of the last 3 decades was warmer than the previous decade. The water level of Baltic Sea has risen by about 10 centimeters in the last 40 years. The air temperature over the Baltic Sea has risen by about 2 degrees Celsius in 40 years. So has the water temperature. What to do? It's not 5 before 12, it's very, very close to 12. Climate Conference of the States, commitment to reduce CO2 emissions. We hope that would be successful. Every individual can play a part in stopping climate change by changing their behavior. But what? This is now being worked out by school children as part of the EUKI project, European Climate Protection. They are developing ideas for everyday life. You also at home can do something about climate change, against climate change. And for example, to take care that our planet stays green, to plant trees, to reduce CO2, and so on. And very important is that we have to act now. We have no time to wait, because we don't have a planet B, an alternate to our planet. And our aim is to give you, the next generations, an intact world. Thank you for your attention.